The fire is roasting. I was out busy chopping down wood all of last night to get this going. And we're going to talk about something that I really don't want to talk about, because this is what kind of really brings out the trolls and, oh, dude, you suck. But, oh, well, it is what it is. People can learn from it. I need to learn from it. And what better way than to call myself out publicly? So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, you saw the title of the video, $5,000 lost in 2 trades. And what was the cause of this? The cause of this was just flat out, can be summarized in 2 words: ego and then greed. The first one was flat out ego, and I don't know if it's ironic, but literally the very first trade of February, bam, I lost $2,400. And the thing about this was I was actually right from hey, I'm reading the chart, I want to apply a strategy to the chart. I turned out to be like really right. But what happened and where I was wrong was just on the logistics. And instead of going long like I wanted to, I actually shorted. So let's take a look right now at the actual order, and I'll put it up on my screen and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So you can see the ticker symbol is BABA, BABA, and then you have the units. I bought 500, and because it's a direct access broker, it just breaks them down and shows me literally how much were bought. Now all this happened within split seconds, but you see the breakdown of the shares that were purchased. But yeah, when you combine those, it's 500, and then you see all the prices that I got those shares at. So I was trying to buy a breakout of that 91.50 mark. However, when you see the side column, you see it says sell there, or in other words, I was going short. The other way you can see that I was short was in the units, that negative number. So I meant to go long. I wanted to buy that as a bounce. I ended up going short. What did I do? I let my ego get in the way. And I thought, you know what? You're an idiot, Clay. Why did you do that? But you know what? You can make it work. You're good. Just make it work. Massage the trade, manage the trade, and everything will be okay. You'll turn this around. And yeah, we're going to get the month started off right. Because again, first trade of the month. And that's what I try to do. My ego took over. And this is always a fine line. This is a very hard area to define in trading, because you do want to have an ego. If you don't have an ego, aka confidence, then yeah, you're never going to be able to trade. You're never going to be able to put together a strategy and trade with any consistency if you're always second guessing yourself, if you don't quite believe in yourself. So confidence, ego, very important. However, there is that line where ego just becomes the type of ego that happened here, where you just get too big for your britches. You think that, hey, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll make it work. And yeah, as you see in this next image, this is how much I made it work. So again, up at the top, notice February 1st of 2018. So literally the first trade of the day of the month. And you see it in the far right corner there, minus $2,400. Good job, Clay. That's really embarrassing to think that. I mean, I don't know. That's bad. That's bad. Feel free to roast me. I deserve it. I'm calling myself out. But just realize, please, and this is why I'm sharing this with you, as embarrassing as it is, and nobody likes to talk about their losses. Okay, let's just get that out of the way, especially on the internet. But whatever. Let's get this out of the way. Ego is required. But when you cross that line, you have to be very, very careful with that line. And you'd be Clay, but that was like super easy for you to see. I mean, you meant to go long and you went short. So I mean, it's not like that was I know that's ego. I get it. I'm well aware that that was a very stupid thing on my part. Again, if you want to remind me of that in the comments, that's fine. But trust me, I am well aware. And when you're staring at a negative $2,400, yeah, I'm well aware. Let's move on to the second trade though. And the second trade was greed. Greed in the sense of I had no business being in it. It did not apply to my strategy at all. It was just me being greedy and saying, you know what? I want some money. So I got in. And when I got in, yeah, I chased. And when I chased and didn't do the entry point like I should have, and then I tried to apply my strategy to it, yeah, things once again went haywire. And I like this, well, I don't like it, but the good example here that it provides is if your strategy that you have is going to work, you need to be doing every single part of it in order for it to work. And in this case, I did every single part of it except the entry point. And the entry point was me chasing. So then when I try to apply everything else to it, yeah, this is what happened. First off, the date, February 5th. So this was just a couple days later after my ego trade. But yeah, top right corner, once again, it was on Apple, minus $2,500. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't follow your strategy in its entirety. Why didn't I do that? Well, that greed emotion got to me, and that greed emotion caused me to get an entry point that didn't fit the criteria of the strategy that I then applied to it, and you saw the results of it. So literally 2 trades, ego, and then greed, and minus $5,000. That's not good. Now I got my head on straight, and I got back to my strategy. I got back to trading. So right now I'll put up the screenshot for the month. And yeah, that's good. A little more context. February was a weird month. Yeah, the markets crashed, and you would think but for my strategy, the markets were crashing, but everything was just too methodical. There wasn't enough. I can't really explain it unless I go into vast detail about what I'm looking for my strategy. So I'll just leave it at this, and we'll keep it surface deep. The criteria, the dynamics that I want, they were there, but not nearly as much as what I would normally like to see and what they normally are. So the month was kind of a struggle. But again, when you actually have an ego, but a smart ego, and you apply your strategy the way it should be applied, then yeah, I mean, you can actually weather pretty rough months in terms of, yeah, I wish the overall market scope of things was a little bit better. But you'll see the rest of February, I got my head back on right. Now, if this image isn't up here long enough, you can go to claytrader.com and watch this video, and it'll be down below the video itself. But I had all green days the remainder of the month and actually closed up $1,500 on the month. Now, to just play a little math games, I realize this is a total game because it is what it is, and this is what happens. But if you wipe away those 2 trades, I'm sitting here with a $6,500 month. And again, if you're not, just as a part-time trader, somebody that's trading in the morning, and then I have my other businesses, I have the real estate and everything going on. So $6,500 part-time trading, extra in my bank account, I'll take that. Oh wait, there were those 2 trades that wiped away $5,000 of that. So I sit there with $1,500. Ego and greed are no joke. They exist. And I tell this, it's embarrassing because I should know better. I really should, and I do know better, but I don't know. So that's why I want to share it, because just when you think you may be like the ego, oh yeah, come on, let's go. Oh, I'll make it work. I got it. Yeah, you made that work all right. So be aware. And also, if you do have, an ego trade, or you do have some sort of greed trade, it's not an excuse. I mean, I'm not trying to give myself any excuses. I'm just saying, it does happen, but just acknowledge it. Look in the mirror, be like, you're an idiot, you're a moron, what are you doing? Smack yourself a couple times, but then you got to just get back up and keep at it, get your head on straight, and stick to the strategy. And stick to the strategy properly. Don't let greed influence some dynamic of it that throws everything else off. And if you can do that, then just stick with the plan. Now, if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a strategy, well, then it's going to be much harder to recover from. So this definitely all assumes that you've invested into your education, you know what you're doing, you have a logical approach. If you have all that, then yeah, just stick with the approach. Acknowledge what you did. Like I said, look in the mirror, say, good job, idiot, good job, moron, and then get back to it. But this is also, and my final point, the importance of having a strategy, the importance of having a logical system that you do have faith in, that you do have trust in, because when you do stupid stuff, it's going to make getting back up much easier. So that's why I would encourage you, whether it's with me or somebody else or what have you. Of course, I would love to coach you. I'd love to help you along the way. But if you choose somebody else, that's totally cool too. But just realize that is the importance of having an actual strategy. Not a strategy of, oh, well, I guess I just got to go back and follow people on message boards or social media or just something goofy like that. You got to figure out what works for you. And when you have that, getting back up becomes a lot easier. So thanks for hanging out. Like I said, you can grill me as much as you want in the comment sections. I already know I screwed up. I already know that I'm an idiot for doing that sort of stuff. And the next time I feel kind of the ego voices or the greed voices maybe start to creep back up, I am now going to have a good solid video that I can refer back to. And I'm talking to myself right now. Clay, Don't be an idiot. Don't be you're not that good, Clay, okay? You are not that good. Don't try to fix stuff, and don't be greedy. There's always going to be another trade, you moron. So just keep that in mind. Okay, there we go. Now talking to you as viewers. Hopefully that helped. And losses happen. Losses are part of the business. But there are stupid, bad losses that shouldn't happen. And these were two of them. And like I said, they took a $6,500 month, which is good, solid money. I'll take that for working in my underwear, for working part-time, 90 minutes a day. And they dropped that down to a $1,500 month. So don't be an egomaniac. Don't be greedy. If you are out there trading alone currently and maybe are in the market looking for a community to join to assist you in your trading or to just help you, give you another set of eyeballs, then I do have a private trading community where you can trade alongside me and other experienced traders. So what you see popping up on the screen right now is both an information link. So if you click on the inner circle one, that is going to take you to the page where I explain all the details of what exactly come with the community, both the chat room and the newsletter. And then the other image that has popped up is a behind the scenes tour where you can see exactly what is going to be contained within the community. I take you through, like I said, a behind the scenes tour of everything, and that way you'll know precisely what you are getting when you join. So definitely check that stuff out if you are interested and thinking about wanting to join a community, and let me know if you have any questions.